Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back into the channel. So in today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at your Qlippoth journey. So where are you at now in your Qlippoth journey? If you don't know what Qlippoth is, but you've heard of it, I would definitely recommend looking it up. So this way you have a deeper understanding of what it is. But the real quick overview of what Qlippoth is, it's the negative quote unquote aspect of the tree of life or the Kabbalistic tree. So I will be also in the description box for each pile. I associated each shell or husk, if you will, with each pile. So what I felt was associating with each pile, okay? So if you're interested, definitely take a peek down below in the description box. But I do have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So as usual, if you guys need more time, you guys can pause the video. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into group number 1. All right, group 1, welcome into your reading. So we're taking a look at your Qlippoth journey now, where you may be at now, okay? So I will be using the Wild Unknown Archetype card. This is going to be the main energy for your reading, where you may possibly be at. And then for some other clarifiers, we will be using the Path of Shadows Oracle. And then I split the deck amongst all 3 piles. We will be using the Goetic Tarot deck for messages or advice from your guardian demons on your Qlippoth journey. Okay, so I'm going to put the tarot aside and we are going to take a look at your Wild and Unknown Archetype. So for group number 1, you guys received the Bardo. Okay, very powerful energy right here. So group 1, looking at this right off the bat, with the Bardo, this is basically very like supernatural energy. Okay, I mean, just looking at this card again, it's very intense energy, death and rebirth, transformation, but dealing more so with the supernatural. Okay, so I feel right off the bat for group 1, I feel like you guys are more further down in your journey or at the tail end of the Qlippoth journey. Okay, and if you missed the intro, I will be linking what shell or husk of the Qlippoth that I believe your reading is in. Of course, use your own discernment. Okay, so let's take a look into your Path of Shadows Oracle and let's see. So you guys have Skeleton, a curse of bones, time and dust, things that were never meant to last. We have Crystal Ball, intuition, clairvoyance, and focus. So again, falling into that supernatural aspect that I was picking up with the Bardo. Then we have Potion, transformation, resourcefulness, and change. And last, we have Labyrinth. Among the confusion of the twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this maze. Okay. All right, so group 1, like I was saying, when it comes to your journey in your Qlippoth journey, okay, whether you initiated yourself, or if you find yourself, you were initiated, okay, by your guardian demons or, whatever. I am saying for you guys, like I said before, you guys are at like basically the tail end is what I'm associating this group with. Of course, again, you guys can check in the description box and see which shells and husks I associated this pile with. And use your discernment. You'll know where you're at, okay? So with you guys, I am definitely seeing, like I said, again, more of a spiritual aspect. So focusing on the spiritual aspect, I feel like you guys have already been through a lot of the shadow work, a lot of the healing, a lot of all that beginner stuff, if you will, in the Qlippoth. You guys may have, and a lot of us do, most of us anyway, I am one of them, with the Labyrinth that has had to possibly backtrack on a couple of these husks or shells, okay? So in other words, if there was something that you were having a very hard time healing or integrating in some way, shape, or form, you may have had to backtrack a little bit, okay? Some of you may identify as being in the abyss right now, okay? So learning to go with the flow, learning to trust the unknown, okay? Which can actually be, to me personally, I thought that was the scariest part of the Qlippoth journey, if I'm going to be honest, because I personally am somebody who likes to be in control and you know, knowing what's coming next, planning what's coming next. And, you know, to be realistic in life, we can't always do that. Okay, so I definitely feel for you if that's a part of your journey that you may identify with, or that you keep backtracking to until you learn to surrender to the abyss. All right. There's a lot of transformation in here, so I do, again, like I said, I feel this pile is definitely one that is elevated. You guys may be, like I said, at the tail end, or a few steps away from being at the tail end of the Qlippothic journey. Okay. I do see for a lot of you guys may be opening up to new spiritual gifts as well, or learning to embrace your spiritual gifts. A lot of you have gained a lot of knowledge of quote-unquote forbidden knowledge, right? So you guys may have mastered certain aspects of self that have unlocked more hidden knowledge, okay? You guys may be, this is definitely a pile that is more awake, okay? You guys have learned a lot. And like I said, even if you had to repeat things, I feel that you guys are a group that has learned to really master what it is that you were having difficulties with, okay? I'm seeing for you guys specifically, group 1, it's not going to resonate for all of you, okay? But with the skeleton here, I am seeing that a lot of you may have overcome addictions of some sort, okay? That might have been like the biggest struggle for you guys, was overcoming some kind of addiction, okay? This could be addiction, overthinking, addictions to alcohol, smoking, drugs, things of that nature, okay? Only take that if that resonates, but there's other ways that we could have addiction, okay? Addiction to making money, addiction to, you know, you can overwork yourself. Being addicted to negative thought patterns, negative ways of thinking, okay? So I am seeing that for you guys, but I do see that you guys are embracing change, all right? You guys are seeing things in a different way, especially with the Bardo. It almost looks like an eyeball in the middle, okay? Some of you could identify with having green eyes, if not hazel, brown eyes, blue eyes, basically any type of eye color. But I am seeing that you guys are looking at things in a different perspective, seeing things differently. I think that you guys are opening up more spiritually, seeing spiritually. Maybe some of you identify with seeing paranormal things around you, maybe even, or picking up on things that others don't necessarily pick up on, okay? So I am being shown that. If you guys do rituals and things like that, I do see you guys experimenting with different things, or if that's not the case, you guys are being called to, of course, only if you feel guided to do so, experiment with different things in your rituals, okay? All right, so that is where I see you guys on the journey, okay? And again, make sure you guys check out the description box, because I will link the different shells and husks that I believe that this group is in. Okay, so let's get into the Gha'agsheblah Tarot, and let's see what advice or message do your demons want to give you on this journey. What advice or message for group number 1 do they need in this journey? And this tarot deck specifically, I may not be able to show you every single card due to YouTube guidelines. So let's just see what comes out. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups. What is the advice or message for pile number 1 that their guardian demon wants to give them in their journey? We have the 10 of Cups. We have the World. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. So group 1, the first thing that I'm seeing is the number 55 or the number 5 could be relevant to you. Okay, you guys could look that number up if you feel guided to do so. Number 5 is also associated with change, so it did say something about change here, transformation, changing, okay? You guys have come a long way in this journey. I am going to say the message or advice here, with the Knight of Cups, I feel that your guardian demons, there's something here about you guys are definitely entering into some kind of new cycle or new chapter in your life and your journey, okay, with the World card here. So this could be an offer to embrace and step into your power, like your full power, not just within yourself, but I'm seeing especially like spiritually for this group, okay? Very, very spiritual group here that I have, that you guys have stepped into, maybe unlocked about yourself. It's basically like reuniting yourself. You guys have a lot of cups energy here, okay? Which is telling me there's something here with emotions, something here with psychic abilities, maybe even for some of you. And you know, when we do our rituals and stuff like that, it really, you know, the more powerful ones come from the heart, okay? Your emotions play a big role when you're doing your rituals, okay? So I am seeing a lot of water energy for you guys, a lot of healing energy. Maybe some of you didn't feel like you were very emotionally connected to yourself. Maybe you lost yourself during this journey, and that's common, okay? It's common. But I see that you guys are walking into a sense of fulfillment within self, a sense of realization about self, who you are at the core, okay? Who you are, you know, emotionally speaking, like, you know, when we feel emotionally lost, it could be pretty detrimental, okay, even mentally lost. But I feel maybe some of you just felt empty in some way, shape, or form along this journey. And I feel that now, at this point in time, and if you don't feel like this now, it could be coming in, especially if you feel drawn to this group. I feel that you guys are really going to come into a sense of feeling very, very emotionally fulfilled, okay, after a period of being lost, especially in the labyrinth energy. Like I said, some of you may have had to backtrack on certain shells and husks, part of the Qlippoth tree, okay? So I do see you guys reuniting with yourself, coming back to self, coming back to who it is that you are, standing in your power, standing up for who you are, what you believe in. Definitely getting like an authentic type of vibe here for you guys, okay? Embracing change, embracing who you are, stepping into that power. I just keep getting power. You guys have come into a lot of healing. It's been a lot, it's been a battle, but I see that you guys are stepping into something new. If you're not exactly identifying with the very, very tail end, like the what is it, like the twins, yeah, the twin gods sector of the Qlippoth, I am seeing that with the World card, you guys could be entering into a new aspect of Qlippoth, okay? So opening up a new level, so to speak, a new journey, okay? So group number 1, that is the message that I have received for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed the reading, please give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next reading. Bye, guys. All right, group number 2, welcome into your reading. So this reading is about your Qlippoth journey, okay? So in the description box, if you guys missed the intro, I will be linking what shell or husk I have associated your group with. Of course, use your own discernment. Just because I listed there doesn't mean that's where you're at. So make sure you guys really look into what it is, what each journey in Qlippoth means. So maybe really look into Qlippoth in detail if you're not familiar. So we're going to be using the Wild and Unknown archetype as your main energy. We will be using the Path of Shadows to clarify deeper into the main energy. And then for all 3 piles, I split the Gha'agsheblah amongst all 3 piles. Okay, so we'll be looking at this last. This is going to be, with the tarot reading, we're going to be doing advice or a message that your guardian demon has for you on this journey. All right, so group 2, let's get into it. Let's look at your main energy here, and you have the healer. Okay, so group 2, I am seeing that a lot of you could be new to Qlippoth, whether you initiated yourself or you stumbled across Qlippoth and it just kind of caught your attention, or you feel that you have been initiated, you know, not by yourself, you didn't initiate yourself. But I am seeing this for you guys. So I am seeing the healing aspects with the beginning of Qlippoth, okay? I always associate this card with the Ouroboros as well, okay? So I am seeing that you guys have been healing yourself each and every single time, obviously, as we heal ourselves, the shadow aspect of self, right? We become stronger. We become more empowered within self. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, going through cycles of healing, okay? So let's take a look at the Path of Shadows Oracle. Let's see what else we have for you guys. So we have the Grim Reaper, and it says, in the realm of twilight where shadows cover, the Grim Reaper's scythe guides souls to the verge. Okay. Then we have Harpy, a creature of many guises. In storms I soar amid virtues and vices, a reflection of life's score. And the last card we have is Gargoyle. In stone I'm carved, let alone in the cold. Always watching over, protecting stories untold. Okay. So again, what I'm getting for you guys, most of you are in the very beginning of Qlippoth, okay? Again, if you're not familiar with Qlippoth, definitely look it up so you can get more in detailed understanding of what it is. But I will, again, in the description box link where I think you are. Of course, use your own discernment. You guys will know where you are, okay? Because it will identify with you, okay? So a lot of you right now are in the aspects of healing a lot of the negative aspects or negative traits, which during Qlippoth we heal a lot of different things. So we're healing a lot of quote-unquote negative aspects of self, but this is very beginner, like we're just now being triggered, we're just now being entered, like very fresh, pulling off bandages, off wounds, off negative aspects of self that need to be healed that we have not looked at, okay? With the Gargoyle too here, in the beginning of Qlippoth, we end up attracting a guide, okay? A guide that helps us in Qlippoth, okay? And there is a aspect in one of the husks or shells or whatever that specifically say where you're attracting a guide, if that makes sense. But like I said, I'll link the stuff down in the description so you guys can look at it in more detail. But I do see you guys breaking a lot of things going on. Like there's a lot of transformation. Some of you could even identify as going through what's called the Dark Night of the Soul. Okay. And again, if you're very new to this, look up Dark Night of the Soul so you can get more in-depth understanding, because I don't want to spend too much time trying to explain these things. And I would always recommend anything that you're going through, especially when it comes to spiritual journey or spiritual path, make sure that you guys are looking up what it is that you're going through so you have a deeper understanding, so you're not completely lost. I think that for some of you as well, you guys are learning how to navigate different aspects of self that you are healing as well, okay? With the Grim Reaper and the Harpy here, you guys have definitely encountered a lot of storms, and in the beginning of Qlippoth, when we're just starting this journey, it's definitely, I mean, all throughout the journey, it's not easy, I'm going to be honest with you. It gets a little better as you start healing, okay? But it is challenging. It is challenging. And if you guys have any, I don't know, how do I say this? Like, things that you don't want to look at that maybe are causing you disruption, because Qlippoth is not, it's definitely not for everybody, especially if you self-initiated. Even if you didn't self-initiate, it's just a very difficult thing or journey to go on, okay? It's not, it's definitely not for everybody. A lot of people do go crazy going on it. If you guys feel, I don't know, if you feel you need any kind of help, I would definitely recommend going to get therapy, especially when you're on this journey, okay? Definitely recognize when you need help, okay? But I am seeing you guys just in the very beginning stages of healing. Like I said, ripping off the band-aids, like very fresh for a lot of you. Okay, so definitely take a look in the description box, because I think it will help you identify where you may be at. Okay, because you guys could be healing a lot of traumas right now at this point in time for this specific group. So that's really the message that I'm getting right now. It's very straightforward. Okay. All Alright, so now let's get into the tarot. Let's see the message or advice from your guardian demon, okay? Especially if you guys just gained a guardian, or you feel you have somebody or something watching over you while you go through this. We're going to get a message from them, or advice. So let's see what comes out for you guys. So for group 2, the message or advice, we have the Two of Pentacles. Group number 2, message or advice from their guardian demon. We have the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So for a lot of you, what I'm seeing, the advice or message that your guardian demon has for you, for majority of you or most of you, where you could be at right now, you can be in the aspect of Lilith, her excuse me, her shell or husk in the Qlippoth, okay? Because I have the Knight of Wands energy. The Knight of Wands is very lustful, very passionate, you know, things of that nature. I feel that you guys may be learning to, and some of you, you know, trigger warning, I am going to say, some of you may have gone through some kind of trauma in that aspect. And if you did, I'm sorry, okay? Like I said, if you guys feel that you need therapy going through this, or you feel it's very difficult to deal with, I would recommend it. But I do see for a lot of you guys are balancing out something. It could be something to do with your passions or your lust, or, you know, something of that nature. There's something here that you're healing. If that's not it, it could be vices that you're dealing with, that you're learning to heal from or navigate. Three of Pentacles is about working together. So you could be, I'm associating this with your guides, okay? You guys could be working with your guides to heal this aspect of self, okay? But I do feel for a lot of you guys, it's your passion, lust, or it's trauma in regards to that, okay? And I don't want to trigger anybody, so, you know, just take what resonates. It doesn't have to, you know, like I said, make sure you look in the description box. I'll link it down below where I think you're at in that aspect of Qlippoth. Given your specific pile, okay? But I really do see you guys maybe healing relationship issues. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be relationships, you know, things of that nature. But I do see you guys, your guide working with you, protecting you during this. So you're not alone in this. Your guardian demon is protecting you and guiding you through this journey, okay? So group 2, that is the message that I have received for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the reading, please give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next reading. Bye, guys. All right, group number 3, welcome into your reading. So we are taking a look at your Qlippoth journey. Where are you at? Okay, so we will be using the Wild and Unknown Tarot, or Oracle, I should say. And then we will be taking a look at the Path of Shadows to clarify more or go based off of the main energy that's here. And then we are using the Gha'agsheblah Tarot deck. I did split them amongst all 3 piles. And this is going to be used as messages or advice from your guardian demon, okay? So I am going to take a sip of my tea real quick because my throat is going in and out. Okay. All right, so the main energy that you guys got is the 1, okay? So just taking a look at this card in general, when I see the 1, I see that you guys are coming more, you guys are learning to be more authentic with self, or stepping into or learning about who it is that you truly are, okay? So as I told the other groups, if you guys missed the intro, I am linking in the description box down below the different husks or shells that I think that each group is specifying with, okay? So I do see you guys coming into self, okay? Aspects of self, learning about self, deeper aspects of reflection, really learning to integrate different shadow aspects of self, okay? So let's take a look at the other oracle cards that we have. So we have Gorgon. The monster they feared, now I've become. Still seeking for revenge from my cold heart of stone. Then we have Skull. Transcendence, intuition, power. And then the last card we have is Imposter Syndrome. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt, a stranger in my own triumphs, shadows cast about. Okay? So again, like I said for you guys, I feel that you guys are really coming into self, learning about self. I think that you guys at this point in time, again, you guys will know where you fit in your journey. Please use your own discernment. But for the people that I'm connecting with in this pile specifically, you're learning what resonates with you and what no longer resonates with you. Okay, be it people, places, things, family. I don't know why I said family. Maybe some of you don't resonate with some of your family members. And my throat keeps going out in these readings, so I don't know if I do have a lot of people in this reading who may have a hard time speaking up at this point in time. I was getting a lot of throat chakra energy healing for a lot of my readings, so I know that I'm connecting with a lot of people who are still maybe at a point in their life or journey, I should say, where they're just learning to speak up, or where we need to really pay attention and learn to speak up. Okay, so that's not going to be for all of you, because actually my throat chakra started going out in pile number 2, so and they were just beginning their journey. But yeah, for you guys, I am seeing that you guys are really learning about yourself. I'm getting a lot of hermit energy here, so introspection. You guys may actually be in a hermit part of your journey, okay? And for some of you, that may be very difficult. For others of you, if you're just like me, you probably didn't care so much because you don't mind being alone. But the hermit, the part of the journey where you're hermiting, or I don't really want to call it isolating, but it's like self-isolating. It's more so learning about yourself. It's really, I feel all of Qlippoth to some degree. Everybody resonates differently, right? We all have different hardships, different things that we need to face and go through. But I really feel like the hermit journey, it could be a lot to be alone, especially when you're really uncovering a lot of truths about self. Okay, sometimes those things can be harsh. It is a very needed aspect of the journey, though. Okay, in order for us to fully embrace and step into our own power, we really need to know ourselves without distraction. Okay, distraction from the outside world. I'm not saying that we stop working and we stop living our life. That's not what I'm saying. But like, you'll find yourself spending more time alone, okay, rather than, you know, maybe you used to hang out with your friends all the time, maybe you used to be around people all the time, or, you know, whatever. I feel for this pile, you guys are at a point in your journey, for a good vast majority of you guys, where you may identify with being in hermit mode, okay? And understand that this is something that is needed, because it's eliminating outside distraction, okay? So it's really sitting with yourself, understanding who you are, coming into terms with who you are. It's just really you identifying with self. I don't know how else to put it, okay? Stepping into your intuition, connecting with your guardian demons, stepping into your power, all right? Realizing where it is that you fit in and where you don't, all right? It's really just self-identification, I guess you could say, okay? Being authentic, stepping into authenticity within self, okay? This Gorgon energy I'm getting with this, let me just take a look at this for a minute, because I was getting a message here. I feel for a lot of you, maybe some of you have been told that maybe you're too much, or you're too intense, or you get that vibe, okay? Maybe you feel like you're quote-unquote too much, okay? And if that's how people feel about you, then they don't belong around you, okay? Those are not people who are accepting you for you. Is there an unhealthy part of being intense? Absolutely. But I feel if people always think that you're too deep, maybe deep is the word that I want to use instead of intense, your quote-unquote deepness could be really shedding a light on people that are not ready to face this aspect of self. Okay, you could be somebody who is really holding up a mirror to other people. Okay, as you grow during this journey, we start to trigger other people in their wounds. Okay, especially as we are identifying with our wounds, we're learning how to embrace it, even if it's uncomfortable. We're learning, and especially you guys, because you're coming into self. Okay, it's very important that you understand this is a very critical aspect of the journey. Okay, this is like literally in the middle. Okay, it's like the meat and potatoes of the journey. That's how I look at it, kind of. So you may be triggering other people right now. Okay, people may see you as changed, or you know, whatever. And if that's the case, those people just don't resonate with you anymore. And I feel like you guys are going to find that out. Okay, especially with this imposter syndrome. Okay, you may be finding that the groups that you used to identify with, you're no longer feeling like you identify with them anymore, and that's okay, because that is part of your journey. Okay, it's part of your journey to recognize what you fit with now and what you don't. Okay, because as we grow, you know, as a snake, they shed skin, right? Because they're growing, they can't go back into that old skin. So that's basically how I'm going to refer this path, or this journey that you're going through right now. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys here. Alright, so now let's take a look at the advice or message from your guardian demon. The advice or message for group number 3 from your guardian demon. So what is the message? Okay, so we have Ace of Pentacles. We had another card that flew out. It was the Knight of Pentacles. And then let's get one more card. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. I can't show you this whole card. Alright. So there's a very clear message here, okay? And it's a clear message of patience. Okay, and I know some of you are cringing, maybe you're tired of hearing that. I kind of feel that for a lot of you identifying with this reading, if you've looked at other tarot readings and things like that, because it's happened to me too, some of you may have come across a lot of messages that are saying stuff about patience. Okay, and during this time, as annoying as it may be, there is a need for you to be patient with yourself, because you are learning about yourself. Okay, so this kind of gives me a little bit of an idea of where you're at right now. I feel like a lot of you may be frustrated at this time, and that's normal during this part of your journey. But what you need to understand is that even though things feel like they're moving slow, and even though you may have heard this message probably 1,010,000 times and you're sick and tired of hearing it, you need to embrace patience. Okay? When you want to be empowered, when you want to be healed, or, you know, and when I say healed, we don't ever fully heal, okay? But we learn to integrate and deal with certain negative or triggering aspects of self, okay? Because that's what this journey is. You're stepping into a new version of you, and it's important for you to be patient with yourself. There's a need for you to be patient with yourself. You have to be, okay? Seven of Pentacles, we're working on ourselves. We're sowing seeds for the new version of self, and that's what your guardian demons want you to know, okay? So it's more of a message that they want you to know, okay? Because you're transcending right now. You're rebirthing, okay? Each and every single time we're in this journey, we're rebirthing ourselves, because we're facing a different negative aspect of self, okay? So you guys are basically, you know, again, use your discernment, but where I'm seeing you guys at is the middle aspect of the Qlippoth, okay? That's where I'm seeing you guys. And like I said, I'll link the shells and the husks like down below, and you guys can use your own discernment if you guys resonate with this reading. But like I said, the message and the advice here is for you guys to be patient, okay? So you guys are stepping into a new version of self. You're recognizing your own power, your own authenticity. Okay, you guys are right now basically doing a life audit, a self audit. You guys are auditing yourselves. Okay, what fits with me now? What doesn't fit with me? You guys are probably recognizing and realizing certain things in your life that are holding you back, things that you just don't connect with anymore. This is the part that you guys are at if you feel drawn to group 3 and you are identifying with this energy as well. Okay, so that is the message that I have for you, group 3. If you guys enjoyed the reading, please give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next reading. Bye, guys.